Hi everyone, it's Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and I'm here today with a design team post for Scrapping for Less. Today I'm going to be making these two fun fold cards with the March Flavor of the Month card kit, collection number 4. So to make this card, you're going to take a full-size sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and you're going to score it at 5.5 inches and at 4 1/4. 5.5 inches on the long end and 4 1/4 on the short end. And then you're going to score it diagonally, or no, not score it, I'm sorry. You're going to cut it diagonally. Now I don't have a trimmer long enough, so I just took a ruler. I have a 15-inch ruler, but you can use anything as long as it's about 15 inches it will fit. And then I just use my scissors to cut it, because you're just cutting in a very straight line. I drew a very light line, I did not put a lot of pressure on because you are going to have to go in and just erase it so you don't see it. But like I said, I just did a real light line to make sure that you couldn't see that. And then you're just going to fold according to the score lines. Make sure you make it nice and crisp. Use your bone folder and get some pressure on there. And that's it. That's the first card, and you can put them either way. I did one that was vertical and one that was horizontal, so you can decide on how you want to do that. Like I said, I think they're both really cute, and these are super easy and super fun, and it just gives a different look, I think, to the card than just a normal card, even though you're still kind of making the same types. You know, you're cutting it and you're making two score lines, so it's pretty much the same thing that you would do anyway. So it's really not much more than that. Then I picked out the papers I wanted, and what you're going to do is you're going to have a border around like mine. You're going to cut it down to the 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then you're going to cut that diagonally long ways, and that's what's going to fit on the panels. So you're still going to end up with the same type of panel and the same size panel that you would normally use. Now I used two different designs. You can certainly use the same design, but I used two different ones. And that's it for that. When you make those two, that's going to fit both of your cards. So again, this is really very similar to just making two standard cards as far as material goes and how you kind of go about it. I glue all of my panels on there, and then I had cut out some circles. I cut out 3 circles on, or I mean with some circle dies. I cut 2 out of the pattern paper and 1 just out of some white Nina white cardstock for the sentiment that I'm going to put on here. And then once you put that on, that's what's going to kind of help keep the card closed. I do pull out the flowers, the paper flowers that were part of this kit as well. And then I pull out some string and some ribbon from my stash. Now one of the kits actually has some twine in it that I certainly could have used, but I was keeping that for that one. So I just pulled out some brown twine. But here are the circles, and I just layered the circles up. And then I used the stamp from that kit. I was kind of going back and forth. I was thinking of using Hello Spring from that other stamp set there, but then I decided to use this one. I just thought that it would be cute to be able to put the sentiment, to kind of split it up and put the sentiment on the inside, and then the little flowers I stamped on the inside as well that were there. And on the outside I used the first stamp that said Plant Smiles, and then on the inside with the other 2 stamps it says Grow Laughter and Harvest Love. And then, like I said, I used the little flowers on the bottom. And what I did with that was I took my yellow Your Next stamp ink ink pad, and then I took the green and I just kind of put the yellow on the top for the flowers and the green on the bottom for the leaves, and that was pretty simple too. But I just really think these are cute cards. I love fun fold cards, but I really especially like when they're super easy like this. And like I said, as far as what you have to do, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing that you would do for any card. So I think that really is, sometimes I think it hinders you from wanting to try different fun folds if they're too complicated and get too involved. But I think, like I said, these are fun because they're simple, yet I think they definitely give a nice different type of look for a card. So there, I just stamped those on there. And then for the flowers, I decided to take my yellow because they're just white that were there. And I just brushed the stamp pad across the leaves of the flowers. And like one I did a lot darker, and then other ones I just kind of put a touch of coloring on the edges. And that's what I am going to use for some embellishments on there. And there's the brown twine, and I'm just going to cover. I'm going to create a double bow with that and pop that kind of underneath the flowers, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the ribbon. And like I said, I use some yellow ribbon just that I have from my stash. I really love collection number 4 with the, and I'm not usually a big daisy person, but I just think this paper is really kind of bright and it's fun and it's springy and it just is a little bit kind of country, I guess you want to say, or a farmhouse spring. That makes sense, with the browns. But I really like this collection, and I love how these cards came out. So then I just take some of the enamel dots that came with this collection, and I'm going to pop those around the circle. I didn't end up putting anything else on the rest of the card. I just did it on that on the circles that I put together, and that's what I'm using to kind of the embellishment and the focal point of the entire card is just this circle. And when you put this on, you do want to make sure that when you glue this down, that you're only gluing the portion for 1/2 of the card. So you want to make sure that you don't get glue on both sides, because then it won't come off, or you won't be able to open the card. So whichever side you decide that you want it on. For this one, that was the horizontal one, I did it on the top. And then for the vertical one, I put it on the left side of the card, so that when it opens that way. And that's it. Those are both of my cards. I hope everybody is staying safe and staying healthy. I want everybody to take care, and if you stick around after this, you can check out a couple other videos from Scrapping for Less, and I hope everybody has a great day. Again, stay healthy. Take care.